be happy to call on stage our member of European Parliament, Eva Kaili, who's going to give us a bit of a keynote speech on, the relevance of everything that we're doing, but also, and most importantly, about what the work that she is doing in the European Parliament on these topics, but also very specifically on NFTs. As you all know, we discussed it this morning. The MiCA Regulation has left some unclarity in terms of what the regulation of NFTs should be in Europe. So hopefully the work that will be done by the European Parliament will bring some clarity there. So please, everybody, join me in welcoming Eva to the stage. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being here. Big round of applause. Thank you. Oh, please. There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, and sorry for the change, but I had my votes that I didn't want to miss, and it was a bit tight. But you always do amazing events, and it's very important for the work we have done in Brussels for the whole Europe to have the Blockchain for Europe Summit. You know, I've been participating each year, so at least I managed even a bit later. I think it's important because we need the platform of dialogue with the stakeholders, and of course we need to make sure we are updated into the development of the technology. When we were discussing in the first one, we never discussed NFTs, and now it's like top of the agenda, and it's a very important technology for blockchain. So again, I want to thank Robert for inviting me, and Dimitris that has his name day and has worked a lot with me to achieve the first blockchain resolution, and then the MiCA and the DLT with my team and with Marie, that we managed to have a tech neutral, business neutral, and innovation friendly approach, which is not actually for granted in the European Parliament. So I think you are also having a very interesting agenda and great speakers. Most of them, they are friends of mine, so I feel very comfortable here to discuss all the different aspects of the technology and all the problems actually that we needed to face and overcome. So of course, AML, the stable coins, digital euro, Web3, the transformation to the NFTs and the metaverse, and how this blockchain infrastructure can help us achieve a different economy online in the digital era. I think they are actually bringing now new applications. So blockchain is bringing the applications in tourism, in businesses, in transportation, in fintech especially, of course, but even in healthcare. And I have been trying to include the possibility of blockchain infrastructure in all this work I've been conducting, even for cybersecurity. It is a technology that citizens don't need to know that they're using, but it's an essential technology to create a trusted environment, to have control of your data, and also to facilitate seamless cross-border operations, as already banks and big players are using. I understand that they don't want to outsource much, and this is another struggle, but it's extremely important to understand the potential and the benefits to remove part of the intermediation, reduce spending, increase the speed and the efficiency. So I just wanted to tell you that we acknowledge that we have addressed some issues that we had to achieve legal certainty. And definitely what we achieved to do is to have the possibility of a European passport. So you enter one member state and you get a passport for the rest of the member states. I was the rapporteur for the S&D on the DLT. The pilot regime, basically the first pan-European sandbox to test DLT and in the traditional financial market infrastructures with the necessary safety for investors, developers, and consumers, and also to protect, of course, what we want, the market stability and consumer protection. Now, I think that since we do have progress from my first initial resolution back in 2016 when I started working on that, I believe we are concluding a big digital package in the finance sector also to achieve a single market and to be able to use such technologies that we already have. I think also with the MiCA, the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, that was a significant milestone in the European Union and a role model for other jurisdictions, surprisingly maybe, because it received a lot of criticism in the beginning, but now it has become a blueprint for others, and also it unleashed with legal certainty a big superpower for market and consumers of 500 million European citizens. So I think it's basically addressing the fragmentation that I was mentioning and even market manipulation. We hope we can avoid big scams like the ones we are watching in US or other places. And I think it has become attractive due to this passporting that I mentioned. Unavoidably, DeFi has remained out of scope. DAOs too, and NFTs too, most of the part of the NFTs. I really think we are at this level where we can address that. I mean, we're working with Dimitris a bit to see if we can have DeFi coming up, but I can tell you today that I'm now the rapporteur for the NFTs file, and I think it's also important to have legal certainty to unleash these possibilities it gives to the creative sector, to the Web3, and to make sure Europe also is a player in the global development of this technology. I think we also need to rethink a bit our regulatory approach and to move towards implementing an activity-based regulation, more appropriate in the DeFi context rather than an entity-based ones. For the NFTs, I think that could be the valuable thing because I'm sure you heard everything about the DLT and the MiCA. I thought I also had the position that it should not be included in just one box of MiCA. I think these hybrid technologies, they deserve to have hybrid boxes of regulation and smart regulation. So it deserves a custom regime that would address its special characteristics. They can be used in many industries, and I mean the play to earn, this gaming model, which is I think the one that is already out there. It could be considered part of the NFTs, the enabling of ownership of digital art. Already I've seen amazing applications coming up. Even, I mean, very interesting about also authentication and about rewarding artists and constantly to link them to their IP rights, to their art. Verify memberships through digital tickets. These I've seen it also happening. So we do have applications. Removing fraud in the music industry. Imagine if you can have NFTs allowing artists to connect directly with their audience by selling digital music files and to restrict revenue sharing to a point and no more, ensuring that the artist's rights are not violated. This is something, again, the big platforms are checking. Purchasing digital real estate on the metaverse. It is happening. Does it make sense? I think for the new generation, actually, it could make sense in the e-commerce, in an environment where you have another experience online. And post-COVID, people actually, they have been using online applications to for their purchases, to be able to have like a 3D environment, to be able to achieve that. It could be a revolution, and it remains to be seen. I'm sure that a lot of us will spend at least an hour per day on the metaverse to complete some, tasks that we can avoid to do in a physical manner. For storing medical records and clinical data, this is something that I'm working now on, the exchange of health data sets. I think it's extremely important to be able to use blockchain. Complementing the ownership of physical assets. Same goes with the artist, not just digital art, but physical art with digital certificate of ownership. And furthermore, and maybe more critically, they can be used in the content sector, so to protect IP rights and to assist creators to protect that, even address fake news and disinformation by having such a verification. I think we've seen a lot of nonprofits using them, and I hope that our legislation will come and fit in this puzzle, and it would allow big progress and developments to follow. And DeFi, we will see. I cannot give you a date yet. I can tell you it is something we are discussing, and hopefully we will be able to address that. But for the time being, I believe that innovators and people with smart solutions, I've seen here a friend from the block pit. I know they are using blockchain to help in Europe to take care of your like tax issues. I think these smart ideas, once we are removing the barriers by having such sandboxes, are really very important, and they are the ones that create value and make sense. And we have to talk about them. We have to show that this is what we wanted to achieve. Take down the barriers and then allow smart ideas to come and give us solutions to problems we face, not just with blockchain, but with like everyday things we do. I remember once, and this is my final point, I was trying, that was like before COVID. I was trying to send, something happened. My accountant asked me to send 2,000 euros in Greece. I was in Brussels. I was not traveling. And then I said, okay, I will send it to my bank account. He said it would take 3 days. I need it today. So I had to call my mom to ask her to take, to find money from her bank and then to take it to my accountant. And I was like, we have blockchain. Why do I have to do that? I mean, I can instantly send them. So I think these are the problems it can solve. So the potential is there. Thank you, Robert, for such an incredible event and venue that you found. And I'm very happy to see you at the next blockchain event. Mark Taverner, I'm happy to have you in Brussels more often. And thanks for the work we did in the Blockchain Observatory and also the INATBA. I think it was, again, extremely important because some colleagues needed also to understand the potential, because it's not just like a few of us. I mean, we have 700 colleagues that they need to understand it and support it to allow this technology to grow and to be innovation friendly. So thank you so much.
This work? No, none of them. Hello? No.
You could listen to me. I didn't touch it.
Stop.
Oh, there you go. So thank you, Eva, for coming before you leave. It's your birthday, so we wanted to give you something small. And maybe I don't want to make everybody sing here. That might be a bit embarrassing, but maybe just applaud. So happy birthday. Just something very small. Thanks for coming. I know how busy you are all the time, so we really appreciate it. So, next time. Thanks a lot. Maybe just one question before you leave. Can you give us a slight indication of when your NFT resolution come out? Like a month, maybe? No, like which month?
It will take like 6 months until we have something concrete. We're just starting to basically deciding how much we can cover with the ITRE committee, and other committees now are interested. So I think that we can manage to clarify that and then start working. So I would say it's going to be after Christmas, not a Christmas gift, but like later. But still, it's going to happen in the next few months. And hopefully it would not have like the controversies we had with the MiCA and the DLT. But you will be in the loop. I mean, you are the people that help me understand how I can and should proceed to make sure it will unleash its potential. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks